Tommy Robinson refused to give phone PIN to protect journalistic material. Now, Tommy was basically stopped. They asked for the PIN for his phone so that they could search his phone. Tommy said no, and then he was immediately detained and charged under the Terrorism Act because he wouldn't give them access to his phone. Far-right activist Tommy Robinson has said that he refused to give police his mobile phone PIN when he was stopped at the entry to the Channel Tunnel because it had journalist material on it, a court has held. And it's basically because Tommy wanted to protect his sources who've been giving him information about police involvement in the grooming gangs. And I think I can see why the police would want access to that. Just delete a few things here and there. Robinson, whose real name is Stephen Yaxley Lennon, was charged under the Terrorism Act after allegedly failing to comply with the counter-terrorism powers in Folkestone in July 2024. He is on trial at Westminster Magistrates Court and has pleaded not guilty. A person who is detained under Schedule 7 of the Terrorism Act is legally obliged to provide the password or PIN for electronic devices. If found guilty, he could be jailed for up to 3 months and or receive a £2,500 fine. He's going to be jailed. He's going to be jailed. They're going to look for any excuse to jail Tommy. Anything to get Tommy in prison, they're going to do it. Right, so just basically in this case, it doesn't matter who's right, who's wrong, who's guilty, who's not guilty. When it comes down to Tommy Robinson, none of that matters. Not a single bit of that matters. He's going to jail, so we should just accept that now. Robinson's trial began on Monday and is expected to last 2 days. He is charged under his real name and is being referred to as Mr. Lennon in court. Before the hearing, the former English Defence League leader addressed his ex-followers in a video taken while en route to court. He said the social media platform's billionaire owner, Elon Musk, who has previously championed Mr. Lennon, had picked up the legal bill for the case against him, which Mr. Lennon described as a state persecution. Musk has not publicly confirmed this. He kind of did, Musk did reply to him on Twitter with a little love heart when Tommy Robinson thanked him, so it kind of looks like, yeah, Elon Musk paid his legal bill. But in regards to state persecution, yeah, absolutely. Now, like Tommy or hate Tommy, the state are coming after him in every avenue that they can get him on. He is constantly being arrested for the most pedantic little stupid things. Like, they even tried to... they even remember when he was someone tried to attack him in Paddington Station and Tommy Robinson knocked the guy out. They were even trying to go for him for that, and it wasn't until even the CCTV, they sat on it for a little while, and I think they were thinking about, oh, how can we spin this so that Tommy looks like the aggressor? But no matter what way they spun it, the CCTV proved that Tommy hadn't done anything wrong. So no matter what way they spun it, they weren't going to get away with it, but they're going for other things. They're just basically, if Tommy Robinson even farts, the police arrest him, right? And that's it. They just try and get rid of him as much as they can. They're trying to basically put him in jail because the more he's in jail, the more he can't keep up on his activism. He described seeing a silver Bentley. PC Mitchell Thorogood, a counter-terrorism official with Kent Police, told the court that he was on duty policing vehicles travelling to France at the entrance to the Channel Tunnel near Folkestone on 28th July 2024. He described seeing a silver Bentley, an unusual car to come through, with a lone occupant, Mr. Lennon. P.S. Farmer, who was supervising the officers at the Channel Tunnel entrance that day, told the court that Mr. Lennon had said he was delivering a friend's extremely high-value Bentley Bentayga, to Benidorm. Both he and PC Thorogood told the court they were suspicious of the account Mr. Lennon gave them. He was travelling a far distance with a vehicle that wasn't his, PC Thorogood said. He added that Mr. Lennon did not make eye contact with him during the exchange and had told him that he had not bought a ticket in advance, which the officer described as unusual. PC Thorogood also described detaining Mr. Lennon under Schedule 7 of the Terrorism Act. He said Mr. Lennon started filming him and the officers took away his mobile phone. He refused to provide the PIN number, saying there was journalistic material on his phone, PC Thorogood said. Mr. Lennon's barrister, Alistair Williamson KC, suggested the stop may have been discriminatory against his political beliefs. Yeah, every single police officer in Britain knows who Tommy Robinson is, so as soon as they spot him, they're going to try and fuck with him. Right, now, you're saying that the story's a little bit sus and stuff like that, and there's yeah, I'll admit it's a little bit weird, but then again, maybe it was just an excuse to have a nice little drive through Europe and go to Benidorm. I mean, to be honest, I actually would want to do that drive. That actually sounds like a lot of fun. Whether or not that was the case, I don't know. However, Tommy does work with a lot of people who have had the police come after them. There's also grooming gang victims who had their cases covered up by the police, and it's actually coming out now that some police officers were actually involved in the grooming gangs. So basically, the police are going to really want to get their hands on that stuff so that they can get rid of it, or so that they can beat people to the punch. Oh, that's the information we have. Quick, let's concoct a story so that we can get away with it. Right, that's why they kind of don't tell perps what evidence they have against them. Though the cops don't tell perps what evidence they have against them. And the cops also, that's why you shouldn't tell the cops what evidence you have against them. But still, it's a case of, basically, whenever people go against the police then start coming after that person. So Tommy is obviously not going to let people go into his phone so that they can see who he has been talking to, so the police can then start going after it. It was to protect his sources, right? Every journalist does it. Lots and lots of journalists will say to the police, fuck no, you're not getting that information. That's totally normal. Journalists do that all the time, or at least the good ones. Prosecutor Joe Morris said that Mr. Lennon had used an expletive at officers and told them that his phone number contained information about vulnerable girls, namely the grooming gang victims. The process by which journalistic material would be protected was explained to him, Miss Morris said. Yeah. And there's a process that's followed by the police. I'm sure the police would never do anything dodgy at all. Like, the police did so much dodgy stuff during my arrest, like tipping off journalists and everything like that. Like, yeah, don't trust the police when it comes to stuff like this. She told the court the officers also found a small bag in the Bentley containing £13,370 and about €2,000. District Judge Sam Guzzi said that the defendant's address should not be published after his barrister said there were credible threats against Mr. Lennon's life, which, I mean, yeah. Yeah, a lot of the Muslims want to kill Tommy. Mr. Williamson told the judge that he did not expect his client to give evidence in his defence. The public gallery at the back of the court was packed with more than 30 of his supporters who had queued from early morning. One was wearing a red mega Make England Great Again baseball cap. The trial continues. And this is just something that's going to keep happening over and over and over with Tommy. For as long as his activism continues, they are going to try and throw him in prison as much as they can. Now, that's because, but he was driving a car that wasn't his. Oh, he had like 15 grand in a bag. Oh, that's dead suspicious. Yeah, that's nice. It's none of the police's business, though. It's none of the police's business. I've always hated that thing where if you're travelling with a lot of money on you, the police just try and take it from you. They do that in America. If you're travelling on a flight with too much money, they just steal it. Like, they just take it from you. They don't even charge you with anything or whatever. They just steal your money from you. Right? And then walking around with like 10 grand, yeah, it's a little bit weird. Maybe you just wanted to go and do a lot of cocaine. Hey ho, it's Benidorm. Right? But still, like, the fact of the matter is, yeah, okay, might be a bit suspicious. It's not grounds for an arrest. And it's definitely, let us snoop through all of your stuff. No, fuck you. No, fuck you, I've done nothing wrong. You can fuck right off. And then they go, well, you're being detained under the Terrorism Act. That wonderful little act that essentially gives the police carte blanche to do whatever the fuck they want all the time. They just have to go, terrorism, and that's it. You all of a sudden have like no rights or whatever, and they can just arrest you, keep you for as long as they want. They can refuse you access to a lawyer. Yeah, for those that don't know, the Terrorism Act is essentially our Patriot Act, where it's like, oh yeah, it's totally been brought in to protect you. And it just no, it's fucking not.